Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Welcome to Scotty Ray's Morning Weather. April the 19th already. It's a Sunday, and yes, we've got bad weather in the forecast today. We're talking thunderstorms and tornadoes ahead of us. So sit back. We've got a few hours before this gets here. We want you to prepare and so that you'll be safe. Any home, any car, anything that you got can be replaced. Now, I'm not saying it won't be hard to replace those items, but you can't replace your life. That's most important. A lot of people depend upon you to provide for them. So there's so much that your life does that affects your friends, your neighbors, your immediate family. That's what's important. We want to make sure that you're safe. So sit back as we get ready for this. Make your plan and be ready to take action. Our coverage being brought to you in part by Rick Justice Automotive on I-20 here in Meridian. Also Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Joe and all the folks there. SMI Automotive. You can drop in and see Joe. He'll help you out with any accessory that you need for your truck. Right next door to Hooper's, also on 22nd Avenue here in Meridian. They'll help you with those electronics. And mph, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. A big thank you to our sponsors as we get ready for a big day of weather. As we go to radar, let's go on over and take a look at what we've got going on right now. We've got showers in northern Lauderdale County extending into Kemper County on up into Noxubee County. As we show our locations of what this is close to, you zoom in on this just east of the Ralph Morgan Rodeo, out by the NAS Meridian, up by the coal plant, northern Kemper County, just north of Sugarlock Lumber, into where the Kentucky Fried Chicken is there in Noxubee County. As we back out and look at, these are the storms that roll through this same area here overnight. It's moved into Alabama to Tuscaloosa. They do have a bunch of hail that's been thrown with this. Thunderstorms all over to Opelika, Alabama, and up through Pelham, Birmingham, Bessemer. It's raining really hard this morning. So that's the weather that they've got in store for them right now going on in Alabama. And again, this is weather that rolled through here earlier this morning. Some rough times there. We never got a warning in Lauderdale County, but it was a lot of rain that came down with this last night. So that gives you an idea of what went on last night. And this is just a taste of what's coming. We got no tornado warnings last night. Thank the Lord. None of that happened, as we'll see in just a little bit as we look at that extended forecast of how it breaks out there, a little bit different. So it's going to get better for us. That's in store for us, thank heavens. So, all right, as we look at our extended forecast, let's take a look at what we've got today. Of course, being brought to you by mph, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. A 90% chance of rain. We could get 2 to 3 inches of rain today. That high is going to reach 77. Not that that matters during bad weather, but I thought you might want to know. Tonight, a continued 90% chance of showers, and it will be up to about an inch, and this should end by 1 a.m. Hopefully that'll all go out and become 58 with a low. Rain is gone. Tomorrow brings in sunshine and 75. So once we get past this after 1 a.m. tonight, all is clear. As we go back and we do look at the extended forecast here, of what we've got here. As I said, after you get past tonight, 0% chance of rain there tomorrow, sunshine, Tuesday, 78, getting up to 79. Now, I want to go ahead and throw this out there. Wednesday night, Thursday morning in the wee hours, they're predicting possibility of another round of storms. So we're not out of the woodwork totally yet. We'll watch this. It's still a few days out, but that is what is being projected at this point. So be ready for that. That could come as we don't want it, but it happens there about Wednesday, Thursday night. So we'll keep you posted on the updates of what happens with the weather as we look on into that down the road there. Okay, as we do this, and again, I want to bring up, now we've got time. This is hours in advance before the storm comes. Prepare now. Have a safety plan for you and your family. What are you going to do if it gets within an hour of your home? If it gets within 30 minutes? At 30 minutes, you should be ready. Don't hang around. Don't wait. These things can come out of nowhere. Let's look at our path of what we've got. The National Weather Service in Jackson has told us that our main threat for bad weather for tornadoes is going to be from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now, we've got the threat of severe weather all the way through midnight, but that main threat to where it can get really nasty here is 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Take heed on this. And if you'll look at that little map coverage area, goes up to Philadelphia, takes in Kemper County, and goes due west over to Bastrop. And then we get on in just a little north of there. We get into Enhance, the 3 and the 2. But our main area, and always these lines can be pushed. This can change. Now, just because you're in Winston County right now and you go, well, it's a 3, I'm not going to pay much attention to that. That can become a 4 quickly. The Meridian area, west back to Jackson, all of this is a 4 out of 5. That's pretty serious. So take heed. It doesn't matter if you live in Winston or if you live in Noxubee County. This could become very ugly for you as well, quick, and these maps change. So as we move on to our next one, we look at this is the main threat that the National Weather Service is telling us here. All around Jackson, from Alexandria, Louisiana, over to through Alabama, Montgomery, and to Albany, Texas. So Georgia, rather. Excuse me on that. That's the timeline of what we're expecting today. Now, the severe threat will be the greatest from north central, as I said, Louisiana, all the way over through central Mississippi, Alabama, and into South Georgia. Make sure that you have a way of hearing a severe weather warning and an action plan if you're in a tornado warning. So when you hear that, make sure that you can hear it. We'll go over the phone thing again. I've done that several times this week. Make sure that you have a way, NOAA weather or your phone to where you can hear it. Go ahead now, get your safe place, the small room, the lowest floor, away from windows. I know a lot of people use their bathtubs, and go to your hallway if that's it. If you don't have a tornado shelter that's underground or a concrete room, get to that centermost portion of your home. Stay away from windows. Don't go near those glass flies, things go through them. If you are in a mobile home, take heed. Stay away from that. Go somewhere else. Go see a friend. I know the coronavirus is going on, but that really doesn't matter at this point. Your life is so much more. You can dress, you can take along your stuff, and be prepared for that. I would much rather have a chance at that than being killed by a tornado. As we look at this, the flash flooding is expected now. It's a lot of rain that's going to be coming down, 3 to 5 inches. They're suggesting 3, but it could go up to 5 inches. So that's a lot of rain for us. Pay close attention. Do you see yourself in this map here? That's where it's all the way up to Columbus. It's going to be a lot of rain there. Comes from the National Weather Service. As we look at this, tomorrow this pushes out, and we'll go on up the coastline through Charleston, Savannah. So it's going to be away from us, but moving up the South Carolina coast. So we'll keep them in our thoughts tomorrow as this passes through our area. Tornadoes are just dangerous. Make sure that your pets are taken care of. I brought this up last night and put a little post. They depend upon you. They take care of you 90% of the time, bark and tell you when somebody comes up, or a cat sits in your lap. They're your best friend. Take care of them. If you're going to your shelter, go ahead and have their little cage set up, to have your leashes, however you do it. They may just sit in your lap. But whichever, make sure that they're a part of it. And if you've got an outside dog, don't leave them outside. Open up the utility room. It's not going to hurt anything to let them stay in there and ride out the storms. Thunderstorms scare pets. They run off, and it takes days to find them. And Lord knows we wouldn't want them to get caught up in a tornado either, because they are truly man's best friend. As we go back, do you remember this? You've heard about it. I know you've seen this picture in restaurants. This is the 1906 tornado that hit Meridian. 23 people lost their lives in 1906 to this. It ripped through downtown Meridian, destroying everything. So let's be prepared. You never know what's going to happen. Anybody that's watching this could be subject to this. Anywhere in the state, Clark County, on over to Jasper, these areas, Wayne County, Lauderdale, Newton, it doesn't matter where you live. It's potential, if you're watching me, to be hit by a tornado today. So make sure you're prepared. As I've mentioned, these are a great way here. These mine worked absolutely well last night. Angie moved it next door to me, and I didn't know that. I thought it was still in the kitchen, and it went off, and I like to come through the bed. Spooked me. They're loud. You can't help but hear them. It's great to have these. If you don't own one now, plan on it this week. As I said, we've got another round of this coming on Wednesday. So make sure to have those. Hooper sells them here in Meridian. We look at this, your phones. I know that you've seen this before, but let's go over it one more time. On that iPhone, go to your settings, choose your notifications, scroll all the way down to the bottom to make sure that your government alerts in this second picture here, that all of those are on. That way, when a storm comes, you'll be able to hear it and it'll warn you. Go to your safe place, plan ahead. This is mine where we run to when things get bad. Solid concrete, roof, floor, walls. Hopefully it will withstand. Some are underground. Mine is above ground. But that's where I plan on going should it get too close to me today. Make sure you have your plan in place. As we look at this, carry that PPE. Your life is worth much more than saying, oh, I might get the coronavirus. I'm not going to hang out with those people. Yeah, take along this. because a tornado will get you to where this is just a chance that you may get sick. Carry your stuff, carry your mask, and be safe. As I've mentioned several times, make sure you're wearing these hard sole shoes, boots, whatever you want to call it, in case it hits when you walk out. Nails won't hurt your feet. Very important. And last but not least, make sure that you've got a helmet on. If you don't have one, plan on getting this for future to keep in your safe place, your shelters. These protect you because a tornado will throw you, and that head is what kills so many people in a tornado when they hit the ground. Generators, go ahead, make sure you got plenty of gas, yours ready in case the power goes out. And I'm pretty sure it will go out before the day is out. We lost a lot of power last weekend, and the good folks at mph were on the ground putting it back on for you, and they'll be doing that again. And with anything, we will survive. We are a nation of struggling, getting by. We pull together. It's all about, that's what we do. And that was on Easter Sunday, but that was a picture that I used on that. But the American flag will stand. We'll pull together as a community as we still think of the folks down in Soso from last weekend. It was, wow, horrible tornadoes. We had F4s and F3s roll through 68 miles, and I think the other one was 86 miles long. Very serious storms. They're not expecting the long projected ones this time, but it doesn't matter if it's a 1 mile or a 20-mile one. If it does the same, it's the damage in that area that it hits is still the same. So again, we've got time before 1 o'clock today to get prepared for this. 1 to 8 p.m. is our serious time of what we're watching of the main threat, but we've got severe weather through midnight. But our main threat for tornadoes, again, from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. tonight. Stay with me, share my page with a friend so they'll be aware of what's coming, and we'll track this street by street as it approaches your home. With all the best, we'll be back with more here at Scotty Ray's Morning Weather as these storms approach us.